we sold over 200,000 pairs of that jean on TikTok. And then we sold 500,000 pairs of that jean in stores.
What drives you to TikTok? Dave, we'll put you on the spot first because you're an employee there.
Well, actually, Chef Talk is what got me on to TikTok originally. I like to cook with my daughter, and thanks to Jack, she now wants to fly to Paris to taste a 20 euro raspberry cookie, I believe.
Come on, Dad.
Pretty excited about that.
I mean, I'm in Mac, so I follow every single makeup artist you can imagine. And food. Actually, food gets me onto TikTok in a big way. Yeah.
My algorithm is full of pets and fashion, and I have a 10 and 13-year-old, so everything that relates to them as well.
I love it. My latest trend, this is hot off the presses, is mom talk because I'm actually expecting, and your algorithm changes, guys. It changes quickly. Now it's all about vitamins and prenatals and all that stuff. Anyway, let's talk about live shopping on TikTok because I think it's really gone from emerging to proven. You all represent some of the brands who are really pioneering in this space, and you have so much distribution already. Both of you have physical retail stores, you have robust e-commerce businesses, you have a lot of retail partners. Can you how did you first identify that TikTok was a serious opportunity for your brand to play and to learn and to invest and build?
So in 2019, PacSun started thinking about TikTok. By 2021, we had 2 million followers organically on the platform. So for PacSun, it was really about meeting the consumer where they are and engaging with them in a meaningful way. And quickly, we learned that it was a lot more than a social media platform. It was truly evolving into an entertainment platform and beyond. And so in 2022, our team flew to San Jose to start building the back-end infrastructure with the TikTok team so that we could be early adopters of what would then be PacSun Shop. And I was just sharing a story backstage about being up in San Jose for our first live. And it took a lot of patience because I think people don't understand that it's not just like a quick switch that you turn on. We spent 2+ years building what is today and a very important part of our revenue model. And so we really think about it as our brick and mortar stores, our digital reach, and then social commerce, of which TikTok really is the driving force. And so it is a long game for sure. And I think a lot of different evolutions and learnings over the time, but it was just a commitment to know that customer behavior is changing, the way that they shop is changing, and that TikTok would be a really important piece of the go forward strategy.
Yeah, that's incredible. And PacSun was an early adopter and one that is constantly cited in case studies as a brand who's breaking new barriers, relating to Gen Z and doing it with such a mind to drive real business results. Emily, you mentioned that you follow a lot of makeup artists. What made you take that, jump for your brand onto TikTok?
I think beauty really lends itself to TikTok. I think that we all know in this room, even if you don't have TikTok shop, TikTok is a really powerful content a tool and also a commercial driver, right? Without a shop, you can already reach thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of new followers you can't in other channels. Typically, we're a 41-year-old makeup brand. People call us heritage. We think we're punk and young. But for us to reach that younger consumer, we're not reaching in other channels is critical, right? So TikTok without TikTok shop is so powerful. Beauty lends itself so well to the reality channel that is TikTok is a content channel. We'd heard about it before. You see a lipstick, you want it. With TikTok shop, you can buy it and get it very, very quickly. It is visual. It's visual, very highly visual transformation, very clear, distinct before afters. MAC really lends itself to that. We have every single shade of every single product you can ever imagine. So for us, pairing that, which is powerful content for a brand and for a consumer, with TikTok Shop, which is frictionless, one-click purchasing, is powerful, right? You layer on live on top of that, and then it's the next level. It's like unfiltered, unedited, real reality content where you can actually interact. It's like nothing replicates it apart from maybe an interaction in a freestanding store. So it's just very, very powerful. And it's why makeup and beauty is the fastest growing, I think, category on TikTok Shop. Is that right?
You got it.
Okay, and from your perspective, Dave, your emails must be bouncing off the walls, just brands knocking down your door of how to crack this, how to figure it out. How are you advising brands to lean into both TikTok as a platform and the sort of live shopping and shop capabilities?
Yeah, this is such a good question. I would echo many of the great points that have already been brought up earlier today. So, for example, authenticity, absolutely essential, right? TikTok is a place where people come to build culture and discover community. And all of that happens because of that authenticity. People put up the content that they really care about, the stuff that they believe in. And you end up with these situations where real people that you trust are talking about products that they value in their lives. And that's the kind of thing that you really can't just pay for, but you can take advantage of on the platform because your brand is already part of the conversation, where you can put it in the hands of your creator and influencer community. So when we're talking about the advice that you would want, I would say patience is an important thing. You got to get started on the platform. One of the ways that you would do that is just to begin to sell at all. So if you have a TikTok shop up and running, we have a product called GMV Max. Probably don't need to explain gross merchandise value to this crowd, but what that will do is effectively automate the entirety of your sales operations and marketing process. It will take your entire product catalog. It'll take every creative asset you have. It will leverage your affiliate model. It will leverage your creator community, and it will drive that ad campaign to anyone who's interested. And it lets the platform take advantage of all of the signals to drive that. From there, you have a baseline of people conducting commerce on the platform, and you are well set up to start to invest in live as a complement to that. And when you start thinking about live, this is where it gets really challenging. There are opportunities to really leverage the audience that already exists. So if you think about Black Friday, Cyber Monday, last year we had nearly 500,000 live sessions. We had over 650,000 hours of live content were streamed across the platform. We expect it to be bigger this year. If you think about that, that's an opportunity to participate in the shopping behavior that's already organically happening on the platform. The other thing you can do is you could build your audience where, I think we're going to get better advice than what I'll offer you right now. But, one of the things you want to think about is how do you get the stream going? We heard about flash sales earlier. That's a great way to build your audience. People engage very deeply with that content and will join the stream and give it some momentum.
Incredible advice. Okay. And a huge part of all of this is the person who's actually, when we talk about live, the person who's actually doing that. I know in the world of PacSun and Mac, you both have actual physical stores where people are advising, hey, you should buy this. You should think about this. How do you all select those creators or hosts to represent your brand?
We've done a wide range of different creators to represent the brand. And ultimately, our biggest success, to be honest, was someone that had just gained 5,000 followers, had just qualified for the Open Creator platform in 2023. It was late November, and she posted her first kind of video of wearing these low-rise jeans she just picked up in the store in her bedroom. And flash forward to Black Friday, all of our inventory had sold out online. So she sold 11,000 pairs of jeans in...
She had 5,000 followers and sold 11,000 pairs of jeans.
Yeah, which is really important because the algorithm matters. So first of all, the brand being brave enough to say, hey, we believe in the Open Creator platform, so we welcome everyone who wants to be a part of our brand story and who wants to go ahead and pick up a sample and endorse the product. But it created then a halo. We sold over 200,000 pairs of that jean on TikTok. And then we sold 500,000 pairs of that jean in stores. And we actually couldn't find where the inventory saturation point was going to catch up because we kept restocking the jean. And it's all thanks to Lila Biggs, who is just, an incredible fan of the brand. This was, a part of the Open Creator platform, which I'm such an advocate for because it's also fueling the creator economy and giving opportunities and ways for the youth to be able to create jobs and make revenue and support the brands that they are authentically connected to. So it's not a small sign that jean selling. We will now sell 1 million pairs of jeans on TikTok Shop alone by the end of this calendar year. So it's a really meaningful part of our overall matrix of not only for TikTok Shop, but creating this overall incredible halo that so many kids are rushing to stores looking for the viral TikTok genes. So that's a small example of how the Open Creator platform has been incredibly instrumental for us.
That's just an incredible story. Give it up for Bree in that story.
Give it up for Lila Biggs.
And also a friend of Vayner's, by the way. And I think many brands misunderstand that because they think I have to work with a creator who has X million, who's this famous, etc. Dave, you're nodding along because you probably do a lot of objection handling on this and education of the way that TikTok works is when it goes, it can really go. Can you maybe share a few things that stand out to you of those magic moments that only TikTok can create?
Yeah, there are a couple that really jump to mind. One is being able to capitalize on the culture of the moment. So what is trending? Is your business in a position to move fast enough to take advantage of that? In the old days, you might go into the studio and generate a script and allocate a budget and go through an approval process and try to get a commercial made and still have it air in time to be relevant to whatever the news of the day or the moment was. We have a platform called Symphony, which is about generative AI. It will do all of that for you, right? Like you could write in a text prompt, it'll give you a script. You can do text to video, amazing tool. You can get live immediately. We also have TikTok One, which you referred to, and we have a creator ecosystem that is willing and engaged and excited to build content, and in fact is already building content that's relevant to the moment that matters. And as a result of being on the platform, you can take advantage of that and transform some of those organic content pieces into your advertisements that will drive additional engagement. And even if you don't use it for ads, the organic engagement will help you build an audience for future moments like that. So I think there are a lot of ways in which you can be really, really successful just by being present and moving as nimbly as possible. Live is a challenging thing. It's at the speed of live. And as a result of that, you need some of that prep work and you need to streamline your business to be able to handle those moments when they arrive.
Yeah, and Emily, as more of a prestige punk brand, tell me how you all think about like your creator selection. Mac is renowned for your inclusivity and the wide-reaching demographics that you can are always standing up for. Talk to us a little bit about how you think of those affiliates and creators who are representing Mac on things like TikTok shops.
I think for us, it's yes. Also, I have to caveat: we've been in North America on TikTok Shop for just over 3 months. So
that's why you're a perfect contrast to Brie.
Yeah, exactly. And so we're learning and experimenting. I think for a big brand like us, and I'm sure other people in the audience can relate as well, it's about loosening up. What your definition is of your influencer or your creator partner. I think TikTok Shop as a channel, there are some incredible creators who are so genius, and we've heard from lots of them, so genius in the selling and talking directly to the consumer. That's a whole new world for us. We're discovering them. They're discovering us. And actually, we can quite arrogantly think that everyone in the world knows Mac. They don't, actually. There's low awareness with that younger consumer. So we're learning a lot from these creators too. So yes, we have to keep an open mind. Our blueprint is all ages, all genders, all races. That is fundamental to us. I think another really exciting, interesting area is the sort of omni-channel approach to live selling and to social selling. So as you've said, we've had hundreds of freestanding stores. We have very powerful retailers, department stores, SMC, our own brand.com. So how that also fits into our wider ecosystem is also really critical for us. We have 12,000 of our own internal makeup artists. They are, looking into utilizing the freestanding store as a digital selling space, utilizing our incredibly talented, unbelievable makeup artists that in their own right, really incredible creators, and translating that into a TikTok shop live, etc. That's a really interesting area for us to explore too.
That's fascinating. So Dave, when you think a little bit about the, how TikTok is so unique in driving that cultural commerce, you mentioned a bit about some of the product feature set that exists. Any brands that stand out to you, besides these two, of course, who are really leaning into this and maximizing it and driving that cultural conversation in unexpected ways?
Yeah, there are a few. One of the ones that I would highlight is probably Ray-Ban. So Ray-Ban has used our Smart Plus solution. This is the way in which we take a product catalog and sell everything that's available inside of it. It's very similar to what I was describing for GMV Max, but the difference is rather than drive to a TikTok shop, we will drive the user to an omni-channel experience. We can drive you to a website to make a purchase, into an app. We can generate a lead. We can drive traffic to your website, et cetera. What they saw when they switched over to this solution was actually about a 50% improvement in their cost per acquisition because of the ability to just market the entire catalog and drive streamlined results. So better than 40% improvements in conversions and things like return on ad spend, very, very strong results. And I think the key that gets there we go. I think the key that gets recognized in this is that the user is now in charge of how they want to shop. If they want to buy right away while they're watching a video, we shouldn't make that harder. They should have one click to purchase and be done. If they prefer to go into the store and physically touch the item, great. We'll tell you where to go. Like, we'd love for you to do that. If you're a researcher like me and you want to do way too much investigation on a product before you purchase it, then maybe buying it on the website is the right solution. The way we think about it at TikTok is we want to build the tools that give you the ability to drive people wherever they want to go to make that transaction. And we think that live is an important component of that.
Awesome. Yeah, Brie, your brand has such a pulse with Gen Z. How does live commerce fit into that? Because you have the stores, people go in there in person, they're asking for the viral TikTok jeans. How do you all use TikTok and live shopping as a way to connect to Gen Z beyond the physical?
So with PacSun, we started live shopping back in 2019 through Bamboozer in our Soho store with the A$AP Rocky drop.
It was physical. You've shot it at the store, right?
We shot it at the store, and we've seen tremendous success with our lives now today with TikTok in our stores, with our store associates, giving them a real view, whether it's unboxings, but they're really looking for that authentic, genuine connection. And so, that I would say is a really important component. And I think, the evolution of live, we've seen tremendous success, for example, during Super Brand Days, when you have the complementary live plus all of the other suite happening at the same time. So it really does require the organic reach and following, the organic engagement, the open platform, leveraging the suite of tools that TikTok gives to us to really see the overall momentum that you're looking for.
And Dave, can you unpack Super Brand Days for this audience, for the uninitiated?
I'm actually probably not the right person to do that. I will connect it to another theme, though, if that's okay. Earlier in this conversation, we heard about Asia being a leader in live shopping, and I'll double down on that comment. You can absolutely see the future by looking to some of the patterns in Asia. And one of the things that they do really, really well is promote double days. So January 1st, February 2nd, March 3rd.
11/11 is the biggest one.
There you go. Massive sales going on. And you also train your customer base when to expect to see some of your specials, and you get repeat buying behavior you wouldn't normally see. So one of the things that's really interesting is, at least for our TikTok Shops product, people that are active shoppers, at least half of them are buying once a month, which is really exciting. That's a kind of frequency of consumer engagement you don't often get.
Yeah, and I think Super Brand Days, because we've seen this across so many different verticals, you might think, hey, I'm not in a category that sells jeans or lip liners, but it's really across consumer electronics, it's across health, it's across beauty, it's across so many different categories. Super Brand Days are really important as a way to create a shopping occasion, create that urgency, and create the right offer that really stands out on a place like TikTok Shops, because if you do the same price and promotion everywhere, it just won't work. It has to be something that feels unique and special. And Emily, I know you all are doing a lot of sort of custom made for TikTok content. It's been a few months, but what are your early learnings?
Yeah, well, we like to think of ourselves as a culture brand, not as a makeup brand. We're social first, and we're fortunate. We have very high brand love and very high EMV.
I love your brand. Thank
you so much. So do I. I love your brand. And the focus for us is how to convert EMV into GMV, right? This is why TikTok Shop is interesting to all of us. I would say we have, yes, it's 3 months on the North America TikTok Shop, many more, few years actually on Douyin. So in China, we have more experience. I would say in those last 3 months, we've done lots of big brand moments. For us, that idea of converting virality and campaigns that you put your blood, sweat, and tears into, to be able to show direct results from that is exciting. So, for example, in the last 3 months, we have gone live with Doja Cat. So Doja Cat ate not an actual
Who
physical
could have
Mac.
possibly missed that moment? But please explain it.
So Doja Cat, we unveiled the launch of Doja Cat as our new global ambassador at MAC, which is so exciting for us in so many ways. She ate a MAC lipstick on the VMA red carpet. It wasn't, Diedrich really wants me to tell you, it wasn't a real MAC lipstick. It was a collaboration actually with Amaury Guichon, who's also TikTok native, incredible chocolatier, also with his own huge following. That moment normally becomes hugely viral in the press, everywhere. Everyone talks about it. And then viral moments can go as quickly as they come. With TikTok Shop, because it's the speed that we love as well, you can same next day create a virtual bundle with that lipstick shade. It was Lady Danger, in case you're wondering, and a lip liner. Get that on your shop. You can seed it to thousands of creators, and you can extend that into direct conversion, and you can extend it into a proper internet moment that lives on. That's what's really exciting for us.
I mean, Mac with the bangers, with Doja Cat, with Kris Jenner and that giant Studio
Kris.
FX, that was too good. Okay, so we have many brands in this audience who I know and love too, and they're curious and they're interested of how to get started, if they should get started. I'm wondering if you could each give them a tip, a piece of advice of something that you wish you knew before you got into your live shopping journey.
I think really it's to focus on your community and prioritize co-creation as the model for go forward. I think culture as an operating strategy as you look at your own business or your brand is really important. And it's important to also leverage the amazing intel that the TikTok team has. I think building an incredibly strong relationship with TikTok over the last 5 years has led us to more unique opportunities. So take advantage of that as well.
I think for us, again, it's early. I think lean into the reality that is TikTok. I think consumers love TikTok because it's unedited, it's real, lo-fi content. That's what really works. They want to see real users, real consumers using it. I think with live, for a brand like ourselves, and I'm sure many of you, it's like loosen up and lean in. It's that, it's not scripted, it's not polished. And actually, because of that and all of those reasons and more, it's more successful than a very crafted video that you could have shot in a studio, etc. Like lean in and accept that if you're not making thousands of mistakes, this is actually something you said on a call when we were prepping. Like if you haven't made 1,000 mistakes within your first 3 months, so you're not trying something new. And I really love that sentiment. I think that's really how we need to approach going forward on TikTok Shop.
I'm going to cheat and give you two, if that's okay.
Please.
If you're a new business, I would say very much embrace the test and learn mentality. Open your TikTok shop, drive some organic sales through it, see what happens, make sure your logistics are figured out and the mechanics of your business are set up for the success you're likely to see, because we're in the force you to sell out your inventory business for the most part.
We're in a million jeans sold business.
Exactly. $2 million, we had a stat from last Black Friday. There was one stream that did $2 million like on that stream live, which is pretty incredible. The second thing I would say is this week we actually announced some enhancements to our products, especially around Smart Plus, where you will get better creative level insights on what is working with your audience and what is driving the sales. Those insights can power your live stream. Like figure out which creative is resonating with your audience by running those ads, leverage that knowledge to drive to the creator ecosystem that's going to help you be successful, use the same themes around that creative, and you'll see your live streams take off much faster.
All right, give it up for our wonderful panelists. And I want to say one last thing. I think we often think that this is something that, a couple of dudes and Tyler are doing in like their basement at 11:30 p.m. This are CEOs, executives of companies know how big of a deal this is. These business leaders know the power and the force of live social shopping, the power and the force of TikTok. So I would encourage us all to take this very, very seriously. Please get up for them.